So most coaches have their own training methods, and of course they all think that their way is the right way. They may even tell you that other methodologies just won't get the results. Now, if you're looking for a new coach, you may find all the different options confusing. Now, we have our own methodology too, and we call it the Do-3 Way, and we've coached hundreds of athletes to success using it across the years. But this video is about whether there is a best method, and then I'll go through my top considerations when choosing the right coach. Hi, I'm Dave Knight, a professional swimming and triathlon coach based in the UK. I'm the founder of Do3 Coaching and Events, and through Do3 we've helped thousands of people just like you to reach their swim, bike and run goals. To find out more about Do3 and how we can help you, please visit our website or drop a comment below. And finally, don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, as we're always posting lots of useful content. So in my early days in the sport, I've worked with several well-known triathlon coaches. Now these coaches all had results, national and international champions, Ironman winners, even Olympic champions. And one of these coaches was the legendary Brett Sutton. There is no doubt that Brett knows his stuff and he's coached athletes to become champions for decades and is arguably the most successful triathlon coach in the history of the sport. To this day, he is the coach that has had the biggest influence on me and my coaching career, and many of Brett's methods have helped mould the way we coach our own athletes here at Do3. Brett has always been a my way or the highway type of coach, and athletes have to commit to him and have to use his methods, and why not? He gets results. But Brett has a very specific approach to training. For example, no watches, computers, no heart rate monitors, no power meters, just train and race on feel. Big gear riding on the bike, low cadence, no strength and conditioning, with strength work being done in a functional way rather than in the gym. Contrast to the new generation of athletes, and I'm particularly thinking about the Norwegians. Arild Tveiten is the coach of triathlon superstars Gustav Iden and Christian Blumenfeld. And the coaching approach here is very different indeed. Now they positively embrace and search for every nugget of information that they can use to squeeze another 1% out of their performances. So they record things like lactate levels, hydration, heart rate, power, glucose levels, sleep, and much, much more. And these things are monitored and used to steer training, so the athletes arrive at race day in peak condition. And in swimming, I've worked with Paul Newsom from Swim Smooth. Now, Paul has a very different approach to coaching freestyle than Brett. And one clear example of the different approaches that these two great coaches have is Paul always says, never enter the water thumb first at the front of the stroke, saying this is a surefire way to get shoulder injuries, whereas Brett positively promotes exactly that. Now, if it was confusing for me as a new triathlon coach, how are athletes supposed to fathom out the right thing to do? So, is there a right and a wrong way? Well, no, there isn't. Everybody is different, and you need to find someone who works for you. Then you need to stay with them and not bounce from coach to coach, or as Brett would say, pick and stick. So how do you choose a triathlon coach then? Well, here are my top 7 considerations for finding the right coaching fit for you. Number 1, talk to the coach before you decide. For you to get the most out of your training and racing, the relationship you have with your coach is critical. You need to connect and understand one another. Clearly, this is quite difficult to judge in the early days, but at least have a call and talk things through, and you should be able to kind of get a feel for each other. If you're not sure, then talk to others before deciding, maybe current or past athletes with that coach. Now, don't forget, this could be the most important choice of your triathlon career. Number 2, coaching communication. Does your coaching package include regular calls? Similar to the above, having good communications with your coach is very important. How often can you speak to them? Regular weekly or at least fortnightly calls should be included, because the data and comments you upload to your training platform, if there is one, tells only part of the story. The coach contact time is the most valuable part of your package. Number 3, how are training sessions delivered? Excel, Training Peaks, or some other kind of software? So how will your training program be delivered to you, and how will the coach see how you performed? Most online coaches will include access to an online training platform such as Training Peaks, but either way, there needs to be a simple way for this training data exchange to take place. Number 4, who is the coach's target group? Are they all about helping the pros and winning titles, or are they about helping amateurs maximize their potential? Successful professional athletes don't necessarily make successful coaches, particularly to age group athletes. The methods they themselves have had success with may not suit athletes who need to juggle their training with full-time jobs, aging bodies, families, and other commitments. Number 5, where is the coach physically based? It's good if you can actually see each other if you can. And this again comes down to contact and having a positive relationship with the coach. It can help if the coach can actually see you swim, ride the bike and run. And in the case of swimming, how can they improve your technique or prescribe relevant drills if they haven't even seen you? Number 6, does the coach have a community of athletes? Because sharing your journey makes things so much better. So sharing your journey with others makes training and racing so much more enjoyable. Does your coach have their own tribe or group of athletes that you can connect with? If they're a local coach, they may have local athletes who you can hook up with and support each other at races and events. Number 7, does the coach allow for ad hoc calls or messages? Now, sometimes there'll be a need for quick fire help or advice. So what's their policy about this? Are they flexible, or do they say there's no contact allowed outside of the arranged regular contact arrangements? So in summary, there are no perfect methods because it's very much dependent on the individual and their circumstances. A successful training program is predominantly about being consistent, having the right load and progression at the right time, staying injury-free and resting well. As discussed, a good coach-athlete feedback loop is essential. Now, if you want to find out more about Do3 and our coaching services, please click the link below. There's also a link to our free Do3 Squad members area. And in there, you'll find lots of free stuff, including swim training sessions, drills, videos, discount codes, and much, much more. So I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful. If you did, please click the link to subscribe and press the bell so you get notified about forthcoming videos. Also, in the comments down below, let me know how you're getting on with your search for a coach, or if you already have a coach, maybe who that is, how it's working out. I'm assuming it's working out pretty well, otherwise you would be looking for another coach. But either way, put a comment down below and it'd be great to see those, and I'll get back to as many of you as I can. All right, but that's it for today. I hope that was useful, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.